Welcome, dear friends, to our devotional reflection for Friday, May the 12th, 2023. I'm Brian J. Munro, pastor of Kitimat First Baptist Church in beautiful Kitimat, British Columbia. This year we're following John MacArthur's devotional book, Drawing Near, Daily Readings for a Deeper Faith. Today's entry is entitled, Playing Second Fiddle, in brackets, Andrew. As we know, the 12 apostles included Andrew, as it says in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 2. And our main thought today is Andrew is a picture of all believers who humbly minister behind the scenes. It's been said that no one likes playing second fiddle, but that wasn't Andrew's perspective at all. Growing up in the shadow of an aggressive, outspoken brother like Peter would be a challenge for anyone. Even in the biblical record, Andrew is known as Simon Peter's brother. A good example of that's in the Gospel according to John, chapter 1, verse 40. Yet, when Andrew met Jesus, his first response was to tell Peter, knowing full well that once Peter became a disciple, he would probably run the group. But Andrew was a truly humble man who was more concerned about bringing people to Christ than about who was in charge. Andrew's faith and openness prompted him to take advantage of every opportunity to lead others to Christ. He knew that the Lord's primary mission was to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's recorded in the Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 10, verse 6. But he led Gentiles as well as Jewish people to Christ. That's mentioned in the Gospel according to John chapter 12, verses 20 and 22. He had seen Jesus change water into wine at the wedding in Cana, John chapter 2, verses 1 to 11. So he knew Jesus could do much with very little. That must have been on his mind when he brought the boy with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish to Jesus, knowing it would take a miracle to feed the huge crowd with such a small offering. That is recorded in John chapter 6, verses 8 and 9. Tradition tells us that just prior to his death, Andrew preached in a province in which the governor's wife heard the gospel and was saved. The governor demanded that she reject Christ, but she refused. In anger, he had Andrew crucified on an X-shaped cross, on which Andrew hung for 2 days before dying. Even then, his courage didn't fail. He preached the gospel from the cross, still trying to bring others to Christ. Andrew symbolizes all those humble, faithful, and courageous Christians who labor behind the scenes. They're the backbone of every ministry and the ones on whom every leader depends. You might never be a prominent leader like Peter, but you can be a faithful, courageous servant like Andrew. Dear friends, thank you for spending a few minutes with me today listening to Pastor MacArthur's words. I've recorded his suggestions for prayer and for further study and included them in the description portion of this video, and I strongly encourage you to read them and follow up with them. Until we can be together again, I pray that will be tomorrow to hear another devotional reflection from Pastor MacArthur. I bid you go in the peace of the Lord.